This bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Nav Gunda versus Corey Sutcliffe. Our referee in charge is the man they call the Bull, Peter Hickmorgan, and here we go.
As they touch him up, let's see if Sutcliffe starts to use that range. He's got 15 centimetres in height and reach. Let's see if he plays the Muay Thai game with the head kick straight away. Looks like he's about to start. Big Chocolate's got to close the distance to work in a game. That reach is just hard to deal with, Tees. 15 centimetres in height, and we're looking at almost 10 centimetres of reach.
And it makes all the difference, doesn't it, Benny? When you're fighting a taller guy, closing the distance is definitely key. Would you agree?
Definitely, especially with the Muay Thai background of Sutcliffe.
Corey Sutcliffe finding himself in a dominant position early on top of Nav Gunda.
Slides into a good little mount position there. Full mount now. Drops those hooks in. He's got him up against the cage. Good head control. Slips that rear naked straight across the chin though.
Full mount early on. Here in the first minute of the first round for Corey Sutcliffe, Nav Gunda does a good job to fight out.
You'll find here those long limbs, those long arms, definitely going to pay off on the submission attempts for Sutcliffe there. Let's see if he starts to use his grappling a little bit more, but Big Chocolate got him with a deep underhook up against the cage here, looking for that body lock takedown.
And like you said, Benny, that extra length just works in the favour of Corey Sutcliffe, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Just the leverage he can get from his limbs, just keeping Big Chocolate turned onto the cage now.
A real arm wrestle early on in this fight. We've had two absolute barn burners to start our card tonight here at Eternal 49. Two fights, two finishes. Will we see the same here tonight as we see Gunda drop down looking for a single?
I mean, already it's turning into that redemption for the integrated fighter and the absolute fighter just looking to keep their win streak alive. Like I said before, they seem to perform pretty well up here on the Gold Coast.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. Enough Gunda
looking
finds himself.
Looking for a little lateral there. Didn't really pay off. Now he's got his head in trouble. Big Chocolate went off with a few punches.
The Big Chocolate.
I'm digging that name. .30 to go. Short rounds, these amateur rounds. Obviously no elbows, no head strikes on the ground. Those elbows can do damage. It's good to see the guys getting some amateur fights before they head into the pro ranks.
Absolutely, Benny, and obviously you yourself, an extensive professional record, fought for Eternal, but most importantly, obviously fought in the UFC before. Good to be with you, cage side. There's a nice left hand, just scrapes the chin of Corey Sutcliffe. Nav Gunda eats a head kick there as we close out the first round. Round number 2. Slacksmith versus Gunda. Gunda in the red, Slacksmith with the blue tape around the black gloves. Eternal 49.
Here on the beautiful GC.
On the beautiful GC, Benny, it is good to be back with you. Eternal 49, Australia's premier mixed martial arts organisation.
Sutcliffe with that kick straight up the middle to the sternum there. Big Chocolate's got to get inside. He's just not going to be able to play that game outside with Sutcliffe. In deep on a single leg here though. His neck, not really in too much trouble here from Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe is driving that right hand under though. Good defensive wrestling from both guys so far.
Corey Sutcliffe doing a good job of avoiding that single leg.
A good defense there from Sutcliffe. Switching to our Kimura defense.
Beautiful takedown there by Nav Gunda. Probably his most dominant aspect of this fight would be his wrestling, but if he can keep this fight on the ground, you'd have to say he's got a good chance. The arm wrestle continues.
See what Sutcliffe's got to offer with those limbs. Looks like he's looking to use a bit of rubber guard. Just trying to break into that mission control position. But Big Chocolate driving his head forward and up on the angle, which is, you know, defense 101 of rubber guard. So if he slips that shin in front of the face there into a basic underparted position, Mr. Bravo calls it the mission control.
And here he goes here.
If he can get that wrist off his right ankle there, he might look to pop up the triangle. Big Chocolate could be in a bit of trouble if he pops that leg out. Good defense there from Big Chocolate. Again, both defensively and offensively, it's good. Oh, looks like the triangle's going on now.
And there it is. Not
long
fully
limbs.
locked in yet, but those long limbs you talk about, Benny, do make a difference, as we can see here. Navgunda trying to punch his way out of a triangle.
Sutcliffe's got it locked in. He needs to cut that angle.
My
and
goodness.
squeeze.
Can he finish it here?
I'm sure up at Integrated MMA, Big Chocolate's been in this position a lot of times. Let's see how his defense goes. Can't let that arm stretch out though. Sutcliffe's looking for the arm bar. Not quite, just looking to lock up that triangle tight. He needs to cut more angle. There we go.
And that looks tight, Benny. Doesn't seem to be in any significant trouble here, as it turns out. Great defense there by the man they call Big Chocolate. Sold-out crowd here at the Southport Sharks Sports Club. Here to support the local talent. Here both in Queensland and those travelled interstate. Third round, Gunda versus Sutcliffe.
You'd have to think both guys are looking for the finished tee. Rounds can go either way. Big Chocolate coming forward off the UFC Fight Pass logo there with the left hand.
As you mentioned, once again, ladies and gentlemen, our professional mixed martial arts card coming up after our undercard, only to be found on UFC Fight Pass. If you're enjoying the action now, you are guaranteed to enjoy our main card here tonight. Subscribe, UFC Fight Pass, Eternal 49. And you can see a bit of a welt under the right eye of Corey Sutcliffe, courtesy of Navgunda.
Big Chocolate with it. Little feints there, trying to get a reaction from the rebellious one. The left hand just missing there on that left straight. Oh, he goes back to feed him a bit more shin across the chops. Great defensive wrestling there from Sutcliffe. Just with his wrestling on the fence, there's a lot of these amateur guys are not using the high underhook, which is a lot more offensive than the body lock low underhook they've got there. You see he's having trouble trying to take him down. He needs to stretch that shoulder up, use that high underhook, will allow him to get his level down under. It just allows a lot more takedown opportunities, a lot more options. Being the shorter man, and as you can see, he's just almost given up his back.
Which could have been avoided had the high underhook been implemented.
100%.
Would you agree?
100%.
And with a guy like Corey Sutcliffe giving away a 15 reach advantage, not necessarily someone you want to have as a backpack. Corey Sutcliffe doing a good job of working his, yeah.
Throw up this flying triangle, and let's concede to the ground. I'll look for the armbar there. Oh, he's got that locked in.
He's isolated one of the arms. He's just lost it. Big Chocolate squeezes out of yet another submission from Mr. Sutcliffe. 10 seconds left in round number 3. Both men happy to see this one out, it appears.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards after our 3 rounds of MMA, and the judges score this fight 29-28, 29-28, 28-29. It's a split points decision to the blue corner, Corey Sutcliffe.